Hello everyone, welcome to another video review. This is the Transformers War for Cybertron Kingdom Deluxe Class Waspinator. He is WFC-K34 and he is there in his Wasp Mode. We'll put that off to the side for now because we're going to look at the box real quick. And yep, it's a Kingdom box, so of course you got the Wasp there on the front. You got the little window, Kingdom, Transformers, Generations, Takara, Tomy, Hasbro, 8+, all this stuff. On this side, of course, you have the nice bit of robot mode artwork right there. Just, him kind of looking actually competent for once. It says Deluxe Class and some Cybertron down there. On the top, you have, of course, Predacon symbol and some symbols from the Golden Disc. On the bottom, you have copyrights and whatnot on the there. And on the side, of course, you have the good old line-wide artwork. And on the back, you have the product shots and, and more warnings and all that stuff there. Of course, comes with his instructions, which, pretty decent. Not the most amazing, but not the worst. I think there's a couple things which are like, one or two things. It was a little weird how it does it, and also there's a couple things just about the toy in general. And, of course, there's a collector's card. This one's Optimus. Got Optimus. And, one of the possible futures is, yes, Nemesis Prime. They did it. It's a Nemesis Prime. I'm very happy that I got one of those finally. Also, unfortunately, my card got a little bent in the package. You can see that little crease right there at the edge, and it makes me sad that that's finally got the card I want. Of course, it's a little damaged in the outside, right out of the box. Oh well. Anyway, there is Waspinator in his Wasp Mode. Yes, you can see he is a green and yellow and black wasp with some purple, like his purple eyes, which have a nice texturing because of the compound eyes and stuff. You can see that. Yeah, it's a bit of texturing nice there. You got the antenna, you got his wings, all that stuff. The yellow, kind of the, not cleanly striped because, it's a wasp, so you got that whole thing there. Got some brown legs and all that stuff. You got a lot of robot just chilling out. And you can see the arms and the legs just, right there, because that's just, it seems to be part for the course for a lot of the beasts, beast modes for the Beast Wars guys in this line. And by usual, it's just kind of a thing. Yeah. All things there looks all right. Not the most amazing, but not bad. These are supposed to stay tabbed together. They don't stay tabbed together super well, but, not the worst thing in the world. Wings, I guess Articulation wings are in ball joints, so you got a lot of movement here. You got forward and back and up and down and rotation and lots of all over the place. It's pretty good there. Head can't move, but you have the antenna can move around. They're not on ball joints like you think they might be, but they can swivel outward and down and all that stuff. Legs are kind of weird. Like this one can swivel, and these are swivel as a pair. And so there's a bit of a limitation there. What you can really do with the legs is unfortunate, but yeah, that's pretty much our articulation for this guy. Real quick comparison. Here he is with the Generations Waspinator, the other one I have. I do not have another Waspinator besides this one. Honestly, I know a lot of people have been like, "Oh, the Generations one is better," but it's kind of like Rhinox again, which is a bit of a wash. I think the Generations one is slightly bigger. It's just ever so slightly bigger. You can see that maybe. Yeah. It also has kind of the same limitations, supposability and everything. This one technically has more because you can do more with the wings because no gimmick, and the antenna can move, I guess. But yeah, this one's got the more of the the quote unquote the cleaner striping. More unrealistic cleaner striping, which is more, I guess, show accurate. But yeah, this is more realistic actual like how it is in nature. Although I'm not sure wasps usually tend to be green and nature tend to be black. But yeah, so that's the thing. And I think overall, actually, it's a bit more. The head is more on scale, I think, with the rest of the body. So there's that. They also sit a little different. Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of a wash, at least in this mode so far. I do like the purple, though. I just really like this. Just really nice purple here. I just really think that looks great. But transformation, pretty straightforward, actually. First things first is you want to go ahead and unclip the legs here from this stuff. It comes off really easily. And this is the part that's annoying. You got to unclip this part, this part here, this green part right here has to be unclipped from the, well, I guess the abdomen, which can be a bit of a pain in the butt. And yeah, they'll probably unclip the legs from each other too in the process. It goes in the real solid, so yeah, you got to do that. And then when you do that, this right here, you see this yellow peg? See yellow peg right here? You want to push that because that will help you get this out, because otherwise it's really difficult to get this thing out. Yeah, well, we'll put that aside for now. Rotate this around at this right here. 180, I want to lift this up, rotate this around. Unfold the feet. Yeah, so move the toe forward and move the heel back, like that. That. You can more or less bring this up, and this right here, this tab will go into this slot right here. That. You bring the legs down. So, and then kind of just want to get the insect legs kind of out of the way. They're going to just kind of chill out like that. Then up here, unpeg the arms from the side. It's a real tiny peg, just pegs it in the side right here. Although that one pegs in real well. Bring the arms out like that. Rotate the hand around so it's facing forward. And rotate the arm around like that so it's facing forward, and rotate the hand around. It's also facing forward like so. Yellow stripes are on the front of the arms. You go ahead and bring this forward like this. And then right here, these tabs right here, there's little slots in the back here. You just want to bring that back. It can be a little bit tricky to get those to line up 100% and get those to Coley tab in, but they will eventually. If you get one, and usually the other will follow suit. And then from there, you can go ahead and we'll, of course, split the chest in half like that. Bring that all down. Make sure it's all nice and, like that. The crotch plate getting goes between the jaws, which is not a great sentence to say. Make sure the arms down and take the insect legs and just kind of twist them around like that. And do whatever you want with wings, bring them down or whatever. And that is pretty much, let me get this rotated correctly. Waspinator in his robot mode. Yeah. So it's actually pretty decent robot mode for the most part. The only thing I would complain about really is the insect legs on the legs. They're kind of like not really easy to deal with, no matter what you do. It's just kind of like they're in the way, and they kind of can work themselves out of this socket really easily too. You twist it wrong. Yeah, there's really not much you can do about them. They're just kind of like just always going to be just chilling there. This one in particular is really stiff. Yeah. The thing is, you might have just saw that right there. This unclips really, really easily. At least it looks good. Yeah, for the most part. Again, the insect legs are just generally in the way, and there's not much I can really do about it. It just kind of stinks. I wish they did something beyond this, like, wish they could fold up differently or something, just get out of the way a little easier. But yeah, he is pretty cartoon accurate, all things considered. You got his purple eyes on his head and everything. You got pretty decent actually paintwork on the head. You even got the little black and yellow stripes on, weird antenna thing. Got the yellow in the jaw and a little bit of a brownish color right there on the sides. Of course, he's got his split insect chest piece. The antenna is just kind of there. Unfortunately, there's no real place to put them other than just kind of have them chilling out there. You got the yellows and stuff on the arms. A lot of green, bit of yellow and black there on the hips. Bit more yellow there on the shins and whatnot. And yeah, again, you got his wasp butt, I guess. Yeah. Again, it looks pretty good. Good, all things considered. It's just there's a couple little issues. He does have his gun, I guess, sort of. Pegs into his hand. A lot of people complain about this gun because it doesn't have the the full extension, the missile thing. There's that. Doesn't have the full, that whole thing, so it kind of looks a little plain, I guess. That kind of stinks, but yeah. Other than that stuff, it looks good at least. My biggest problems are just this unclips way too easily, and the insect legs just generally get in the way, particularly on the lower part. Maybe one of those things where I just straight up just remove those and put them off to the side when I display, just because personal preference, but I don't know. I prefer not to do that if I don't have to, unless there's some sort of upgrade kit to, you know, change out the legs to make them a little more easier to manage in robot mode. So, yeah. Articulation, though, in this mode, his head is on a ball joint. It goes left and right, although it's very stiff on mine. It's got a little bit of waggle. You got a little bit of tiniest bit of up and down, but it's a largely hindered by this stuff. But yeah, it is all on a ball joint. So shoulders can go, you know, all the way around. You got outward. You got a bicep swivel. Elbows about 90 degrees, maybe just shy, depending. Wrists do in fact swivel. That's something that's nice. Do swivel. The wings, of course, just like the insect mode, can move all around on this ball joint. So you can, you know, flare them back or up or whatever you want to do, however you want to display them. His waist does have a swivel of sorts, but it's kind of weird just because stuff kind of bangs into each other. But it does work. Because I believe actually, oh yeah, the mandibles, I think. They don't move a whole lot. I didn't mention this in the insect mode. But yeah, the mandibles do open and close. I just didn't really mention that because, you know, I forgot. But they do open and close, so that's another thing. But yeah, it always says on tab itself, but yeah, it does. They do kind of get out of the way, more or less get out of the way a little bit. Somewhat, yeah, but it is 2-degree limitations before things start. This is about as far as you go before things start undoing themselves. Hips. I'll go forward, back about that far before they bang into the butt. Go out that far before the insect legs start, you know, banging into himself. Got a thigh swivel, dedicated one. It's a little stiff, but it's there. His knees go, you know, about 90 degrees, although they also can bend forward, which you can see they've been doing that a lot. They keep wanting to do that because these knees are a lot looser than the hips. You have, of course, ankle tilts. Actually, a decent amount of ankle tilt there, and actually forward and back a little bit as well. And, of course, you can move the heel and toe down as well if you need that for any reason whatsoever. Yeah. Yeah, like I said, looks great, but he's just kind of a nuisance because stuff just easily, all the stuff that's on him just easily bangs into other things. So much of his parts, particularly insect legs, just bang into other stuff so easily, and it's just really annoying, honestly. But yeah, it at least looks good. So that's something, I guess. You know, it's Waspinator. Real quick, here he is with the Generations Waspinator, yes, who is noticeably taller. He is about a head taller, but again, not quite as accurate, I think. I think this one actually took a couple liberties with the legs compared to this one, but I think it's the wrong shade of green and whatnot. But yeah, it does technically, I guess, have a better gun, but also it's lacking some of the articulation this guy has, you know, namely ankle tilts, but he does still have all the wrist swivels and everything and ball jointed shoulders. Yeah, he doesn't have a waist swivel either. He does, so that's something. And he also unclips really easily. Forgot that was a problem too. It's been so long since I messed with this guy. Yeah. Again, a lot of shared faults. Yeah, easily unclipped waist and little annoyances. And the only bonus is this guy's insect legs kind of clean up a little better. And I guess for the sake of comparison, here he is with those Beast Wars Predacons released so far in the Kingdom line. Of course, you got Megatron, the leader, who's Dollar Frame. Scorponok, which I believe they're roughly the same size. I think Waspinator was a little taller than him. I can't remember for sure. And Black Arachnia, who should be a bit shorter, actually, but isn't here. She's actually significantly taller than he is. So yeah. There you go. That's them so far. We're still waiting on Pterosaur, who's been announced, and Tarantulas and Inferno, who haven't been officially announced yet. And just because it's the War for Cybertron figure, and this is the gold standard Earthrise Prime. Yeah. That's Kingdom Waspinator. Yeah, in kind of many ways, I would actually say he's kind of not really an improvement over the Generations, but he's not really worse than the Generations. He's just different. It's like Rhinox. It's kind of the pick your poison, which thing bothers you more. He looks good. I think it's still easy to get the Generations Waspinator. When I got him, he was $7. Like, he's constantly on discount. Don't know. But it's one of those either one. If they're both going to have their faults. They not both have kind of really messy undersides on the Wasp Mode. They're both don't totally tab together very well. They have very similar transformations. This one does have slightly better articulation and I think better colors overall. But it's just kind of, pick which one you prefer. But honestly, they're really not that. Neither one of them is really that much worse than the other. I'll just say that. They're pretty roughly equal with some just differences here and there, I would say. So yeah, it just really depends on what bothers you more or you prefer or whatever. I personally, if you're gunning for Wasp, gunning for the Beast Wars stuff, yeah, Waspinator is totally worth it and you'll look nice in the cabinet or display or whatever you have. But he's, again, one of those, not the greatest Beast Wars figure in this line so far. Better than Cheetor, I think, at least. Cheetor just bothers me. I hope you anyway found this informative and entertaining. I hope you like, comment, subscribe. Check out my Twitter. I'm at Nemesis Prime 1. Check out my Patreon or Coffee. And I'll see you next time with another video review.